Hello, magical ones. It's Anahata. How are you? Welcome to day one of my 5-day microdose your mindset challenge. You are in the microdose your magic world where we are discovering, developing, and deploying your especially pure magic. And they say that about 80% of your success in life is due to your mindset. And I would agree. I mean, we are creatures of the mental world, processing, interpreting. Yes, we have our 5 senses, but it is in continual comparison to things that we've already come into contact with. In fact, by the time you are about 35, 90% of who you are is a collection of your habits, the things that have happened over your lifetime that you've filed away in your subconscious mind and that you are then using to bring meaning to whatever it is you're experiencing. Now, this is good to have defaults that we don't have to understand how to, make a cup of coffee or cross the street without getting run over, etc. However, our subconscious minds often do trip us up in terms of our comfort zone. In comfort, we feel there will be no pain, right? But we are so free that we get to choose our pain, and oftentimes we end up focusing on the things that have happened that aren't comfortable, aren't fair, aren't what we want, that we're lacking, or that is missing from our lives, and it really does prevent us from moving forward. And so today I want to talk to you about what I call flipping the resistance. Now, if this information resonates with you, I do want to mention that I have a book called Your Mess into Medicine, and it is on Amazon. I'll put the link for y'all, but it's actually a journal. And so today's challenge is to understand what flipping the resistance is and then start doing it. So you're going to do this today if you choose to accept today's challenge. And to frame what this is, I just want to throw a circumstance at you, okay? So let's imagine, let's try on this storyline. Put yourself in this person's shoes, if you will. Imagine that you live in New York City, and you have to take several taxis to get to your job, and that the morning just sort of started bumpy. And you were trying to get to a job that, in fact, if you were going to be late one more time, they were going to have to, lay you off or fire you or something like that. You'd been warned. And so there you are about to get into a cab, and suddenly it comes screaming around the corner and splashes you. And you're wet now. Your outfit's, destroyed. You don't have time to go back and change. But you also know that if you go into this taxi and arrive at your work soaked and you have to do a presentation in this outfit that you're wearing, that things aren't going to go very well. What do you do in that circumstance? Now, most people's default programming would tell them that they are having a bad day, that things are going wrong, that, it's an issue, right? And simply because of what other things have happened leading up to it. That's the only reason. If there were no parameters telling you that that was a bad thing, then what opportunities would open up? So flipping the resistance simply means leaving the default past, your pain body, if you will, the things that have happened to you, through you, around you. Leave those as they are when things occur that aren't comfortable, and do what I call mining the gold and flipping the resistance. So whatever you are encountering which isn't comfortable, begin to think about what it is that you are uncomfortable with. If you're tying it to something that happened in the past, then there's room for edit. If you're tying it to something you don't want to have happen in the future, there's also room for edit, because the past is the past and it's done, and the future hasn't happened yet. So all we ever actually have is this now moment. So you need to choose in the now how you are going to interpret what has happened. Case in point with our little story. Now imagine if you say, forget it, I'm going to be fired, it doesn't matter anyways, I'm just not going to go to work and I'm basically screwed, right? That will be your reality. That will be your reality. On the other hand, what if you were to say, this is interesting. I wonder what newness is going to occur as a result of this opportunity into something different. You get in the taxi cab. You're soaked. The taxi cab person says, whoa, looks like you're having a bad day. And you say, you know what? It's new. It's different. Something interesting is happening. I can't wait to find out what. You get to, there's no traffic. Suddenly you get to your office 10 minutes ahead of time because of that. It was like a weird series of, Zen moments that led you to your office. You get out. You're still drenched and just disheveled and not looking good, but you're optimistic. And you step out and you go to make sure you aren't stepping in the puddle even though you're wet. And there is a $100 bill sitting there, right? It had flown by. You pick it up, you look around to see, is anyone going, oh my gosh, my money? No one's doing that. What a gift. What a gift. So you continue into work, you say, thanks, talk to you later. You continue into work and they say, I'm so sorry, your boss is running behind by 30 minutes. And he says, would you mind going to the local coffee shop and getting some coffee, right, for you and the people that are coming? And you say, yes, this is just what I need to be able to quickly go also and get an outfit, right? So this beautiful outfit you've always wanted is now yours because you had the $100 bill. You get a cup of coffee, you come up, you're prepared, you're feeling good, all because why? You flipped the resistance. You chose to look for what is new and different in this opportunity. What am I pushing against that could actually be the best case scenario? Because again, the only reason why something is painful is because we're pushing against it. We're wishing for it to be other than it is. That's the root of all pain. And so it makes sense to begin to flip the resistance by not denying what's happening. I'm not suggesting you just go like this and say, oh no, it's all good, good vibes only. That's called suppression, and that's no good. Your vibes don't lie. You'll magnetize those circumstances if you just have a smile on your face, but on the inside you're like, yeah, this sucks, right? So what I'm suggesting is to truly start witnessing what's occurring as opportunity and giving new meaning to things in a way that will flip your resistance. At the very least, if you can't be optimistic in your pain, what is it about what's happening that is giving you more desire? That is also opportunity, right? We are problem solvers. We are overcomers. What is it about this painful moment that is prepping you for more? What is it birthing within you? What is the desire? What are the desires that are occurring within you? There's a beautiful black butterfly outside. I will have to look up black butterfly. I know what butterfly is, but me and totems. It's medicine, guys. And if I would to just venture to say, it has to do with transforming the darkness into the light, right? That's what this is all about. Hey, Sharon and everyone, thanks for joining. So today, short and sweet, let's begin to flip the resistance. And now, most of you watching this also are either creating or have what I call a bliss biz. This is working where you want, when you want, for whom you want, and for those who love it. Now, you're going to get a lot of training opportunities. If you're an entrepreneur, I call it a heartpreneur, right? You would do it for free, but it happens to be your passion and you get to receive in a symbiotic, mutual bubble of love for your contribution. And you should, and you shall. But this is not going to be met without resistance. right? Because you're going to be expanding into new places. You're going to be perceiving of new, and anytime there's a perception, you get to interpret it however you want. It can be good news, it can be bad news. Just like our example, it's how you perceive of and what you deem as the meaning. You're giving things meaning all the time. So here's a case in point directly related to your Bliss Biz. Let's say that someone says, no, I'm not interested in your service. Rather than saying, that means I fill in the blank, I'm not good enough, don't have value, will never succeed, whatever, fear-based vibration of pain you want to slap on that no, that's one way to look at it. Flipping the resistance would be, that is amazing. That is amazing. And I'm not saying to try and convince yourself it's amazing, to truly give it new meaning. The way I would perceive of it is, awesome. That simply means that you aren't my client. And definition of who my magic is not for is just as potent as who it is, because it's distilling who I serve, the problems I solve, and what I don't. It's making my magic more potent. It's also allowing me to think, what is it about my offer that they're not resonating with? And do I want to tone up and take on that challenge? Do you see where the opportunities start coming into play? And you can start flipping the resistance and going, interesting. What was it about it that they weren't interested in? And how can I flip that into something, if I want to, that I succeed at, right? So that's the goal today, guys. Very, very simple to start microdosing your mindset. Instead of resisting pain and labeling things as painful, let's welcome the pain as optimization data so that we can flip whatever's going on by giving it a new meaning that serves us and that aligns with where we want to go versus keeps us in the now with limiting vantage, right? We don't want that. That's not productive for anyone. You're just going to be creating patterns that you can't get out of if you focus in on the pain and resistance, and worst comes to worst, start imagining yourself as a victim to the world versus a creator. How can you take and mine the gold out of pain, transcendent of circumstance today? Mindset, 80% of your success. So let's do this today. If you wouldn't mind putting in the comments, what's something we can celebrate with you today that was painful, right? Let's do it. Let's literally look at what occurred in your life that wasn't so joyous, didn't look so great on the outside, that we can then flip into fodder for either where you're headed and the clarity that's happening due to the fact that you're not there yet. You know where you're going now. You know what you don't want. That is just as valuable as knowing what you do. And alternatively, what can we use about that information that's going to make it optimization data, right? For you to train up, to get the skills you need, to roll up your sleeves and say, all right, I'm going to take this head on and I'm going to get better at what I do so that I can reach my goals, so that this will no longer become an obstacle in the future. So that's it today, guys. Frame the pain and find a solution. It's what we do for those we serve. It's what we do for us. And the more you can do this for yourself, the more you can retrofit that onto all aspects of your life, including the magic that you serve your beautiful tribe. I hope this has been helpful. Looking forward to day 2 tomorrow. And guys, these are timeless. If you're coming into contact with these, months from now, I'm going to label each of these mindset so that you can go ahead and check them out later if you're new to this. All right, guys, thanks so much. God bless you on your path. Do like and subscribe. Thanks for the love. And I'm excited to celebrate the pain with you. In the notes, we're going to flip the resistance together. Again, your challenge is to start thinking about the things you're resisting in new ways that serve your expansion versus solidify your retraction. Hey Judy, no worries. I'm about to wrap up. This will be in replay in a moment. Love you guys so much. We'll talk soon. Mwah, mwah. Bye.